Hey Summoners, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into the most up-to-date strongest picks for League of Legends patch 25.16. This patch is stirring up the meta with some big jungle changes. However, I don't want to limit you with information for one role only, so I prepared an up-to-date build and champions that you probably didn't consider earlier. Let's figure it out. If you're enjoying the video, feel free to leave a like, comment or subscribe. No pressure, but it actually helps the video get seen. YouTube pays attention to that stuff, especially subs, so thank you to everyone supporting, I really appreciate it. Mordekaiser has received some exciting changes in patch 25.16, particularly with the introduction of strong AD scaling on his Q, which now benefits from 120% bonus AD. This allows him to go for a new experimental build path that diverges from the usual full AP tank style. Two standout items for this build are experimental hexplate, which synergizes well with Mordekaiser ultimate by granting additional attack speed and movement speed, and Spear of Shojin, an item that greatly enhances his sustained damage output thanks to cooldown reduction and attack speed bonus. This AD-focused Mordekaiser build allows him to become a terrifying melee duelist who can shred tanks and burst down squisher targets alive. If you're looking to surprise your opponents and dominate the lane with raw physical damage, give this build a shot. Alternatively, you can give it a shot in the jungle as well, so make sure to spam some Mordekaiser games for as long as his AD skills aren't sent back to Brazil. Nautilus is stepping into the jungle spotlight this patch thanks to a well-received damage buff to jungle monsters. This increase improves his clear speed and sustain, allowing him to jungle more efficiently while still remaining tanky and a crowd control machine. Nautilus jungle excels at early ganks and objective control, as his Q paired with ultimate offers strong CC that can turn fights around quickly, allowing your team to kill a target in a split second. Pair this with tank items to maximize survivability, and you got a flexible jungler who can strive in both early skirmishes and late game teamfights. On top of that, you are getting a flex pick that is difficult to predict for the enemy team, as long as an obvious jungler or support pick aren't locked in. The second option for the jungle pick would be Zyra. I believe Zyra jungle is a strong and underrated pick in patch 25.16, because everything a good champ needs to excel. Excellent burst damage, zone control, great potential to burst objectives. Your plant-based kit allows her to clear jungle camps quicker than most junglers in the game while maintaining pressure through constant poke with her E and Q abilities. The recent slight cooldown reduction on her E improved her clear speed and made ganking more potent. Zyra's ability to control key areas in fights with her plants and root enemies in places make her a potent pick for players who want to impact the game through correct positioning and pulling a trigger at the right place at the right time. People often tunnel into old builds like OG Liandry plus Riley's combo, but man, try Liandry plus Shadow Flame once and I'm sure you will never ever return to Riley build. Absolutely got at peak and is slippery OP. It's only a matter of time till people realize how busted she is. AP Nunu is clearly an unconventional but a very effective mid lane pick. He's the only champion in the game who can roam from the lane starting with level 2. The reason for it is his extreme push potential on his W, which can't be matched by absolutely any champion in the game. Apart from it being just a strong pick, it's also a very annoying experience playing against it. When you peacefully lane in top or bot and suddenly mid laner ganks you when you don't expect it at all. One more thing you should keep in mind, that CSing isn't your main priority with this pick. Like, you don't want to completely sacrifice all the farm. However, you have two goals in the game: get yourself and your allies ahead and kill the enemy team as much as possible. Let's say you do 3 ganks and it's 8 minutes in. I'd bet that enemy ADC would be super pissed about it and would either perform terribly or just bluntly AFK. At the end of the day, we don't really care how we want to win, we just want to win. AP Kalista has risen in viability thanks to recent AP scaling buffs on her E that significantly destroyed her magic damage burst potential, and when I say significantly, that's exactly what I mean. Plus 45% AP scaling on initial damage and plus 30% on subsequent AP damage. Well, to put it simple, as of now there is no champion in the game who can outburst Kalista damage on Baron or Elder Drake if she has at least 40 spears stacked, as she can burst the objective all the way up to 6k damage. That's the most I've seen as of today. This of meta is just becoming popular now. However, I believe it's even more popular than the regular Kalista item build already. Just keep in mind that your champion doesn't really DPS as she normally did. However, the burst damage is nuts, and the more time she has to auto-attack the target for free, the higher are the odds that the target will just explode. Helicopter finds new strengths with Electrocute Keystone paired with a core build of Darkseal and Shurela's Battle Song. This setup enhances his burst damage, making his damage much harder to predict, while Shurela provides great engage potential through movement speed buff once you activate it. This setup feels really strong right now. Electrocute with Celestial Opposition, so you are dealing the damage while enemy team can't really one-shot you if your ulti is down. You always have the two core items that you never change, which are Darkseal and Shurela's. Afterwards, you look to get little beefier by purchasing Abyssal or Ziggs depending on what looks better for the game. Why Shurela's, you would ask me? Cheap item, great AP, CDR, mobility, plus AlistaR has 100% AP scaling on W and 80% on Q, which makes his damage really solid once you get at least some AP. Run Ultimate Hunter so your ulti is always ready for a big brawl, and generally try to take fights only when your R is up. Thanks for watching, it was wild hard working for you today, see you in the next one.